Yo, it's your boy Papa Dawn, man. Back with another video. We doing a scary horror story. You already know the vibes, man. Hit that like button, subscribe, tap in with your boy, man. Grab your blunt, all that. And let's get into it.
I'm going to recount my most traumatic memory. And what you are about to hear is something that still heavily bothers me to this day.
Oh shit.
The following events happened 5 years ago when I was 17 years old. Before we begin, I should also note that I'm a female.
Okay.
One summer night, my best friend Hannah came over to my house for the weekend. Saturday night, we stayed up late, watched some movies, devoured junk food, etc. You know, the typical sleepover stuff. After our final movie of the evening came to an end, I decided to take a shower. It was around 1 a.m., and after our horror movie marathon, I was pretty paranoid. So I asked Hannah to sit in the bathroom with me while I showered. Being the good sport that she was, she agreed. While I showered, Hannah sat on the toilet and played some music on her cell phone. We spent my 20-minute shower session talking about whatever came to mind and singing along with the music. When I was done, I got out and grabbed a towel. Hannah said my name to show me a meme or something on her phone. I can't remember exactly what it was. I faced her, and that's when I saw it.
What you saw?
There was movement in the bathroom window above her head. The window distorted it slightly, but my blood ran cold when I realized what I was looking at.
What's that?
A face. A man's face.
You lying.
Smirking at me from the other side of the glass.
Stop playing.
The man ducked out of view for a moment, and I quickly faced away to wrap my towel around my exposed body.
Okay.
I whispered to Hannah that there was a man looking in the window, and she laughed it off, thinking I was messing with her. She bravely stands up and, to her horror, comes face to face with the man, still watching, still smirking. We run out of the bathroom and wake my parents, but by the time my dad gets outside, this creep is already long gone. And for his sake, he should be glad. When it comes to his little girl, my dad is a force to be reckoned with.
As he should.
The next day, my parents investigated outside the bathroom window, and what they found still haunted.
They just said the next day? What the hell? Homie long gone.
Me. There was a cinder block underneath the window that the man had stood on to get a better look, insinuating this probably wasn't the first time he's peeped at me. And here comes the worst part.
What's that?
Stuffed between the block and the wall was a Ziploc bag of lotion.
Oh no.
The window cling was useless, as you could see everything inside the bathroom clearly.
Homie was getting crazy while he was watching her. Homie, you nasty. You nasty.
From the outside, but we didn't know that at the time. I still can't shower or even sleep without having every window in my house covered. And I don't think that will ever change.
I believe it. You're bugging.
In 2018, right after my husband and I got married, my parents, my husband, and I drove to Indianapolis to meet my 2 great aunts and 2 great uncles through marriage. We had a really nice dinner at my aunt and uncle's house. I drank 2 glasses of wine, and my husband wasn't happy. We went back to the hotel, and my husband and I had a fight about me drinking. I said I was going outside to have a cigarette, but I actually went to the hotel bar. I drank 2 double shots of vodka very quickly, and then the bar was closing. I wanted to keep drinking, so the bartender told me that there was a TGI Fridays that was about a literal 5-minute walk away. I had a cigarette then, walked there, and continued drinking. I went outside to smoke, and then my memory gets extremely fuzzy. I remember falling in the parking lot. I also remember that there was a group of people when I got there outside.
Shorty blacked out. That's what you get when you drink that Ciroc. That's Ciroc. And then you smoking nasty ass cigarettes.
But now I was alone.
Bugger.
I don't remember what happened next. When I left the hotel, it was about 10 p.m. Suddenly a man is helping me into his car. He wasn't talking much. He had his arm around my waist and was pushing me into his back seat. I didn't realize the danger that I was in. I was in a different state. I had no idea where I was, and I was almost blackout drunk.
You better sober the hell up.
Suddenly I heard screaming, and it was my mom.
Oh.
She ran over and said I was her daughter and to get away from me.
Straight up.
He said something about, how does he know that she's not lying? I was starting to pass out when suddenly a man, it turned out to be an Uber driver and my husband was in the car, practically carried me back to his car.
You lucky.
This made the guy livid who wanted proof my mom was actually my mom. She said she was going to call 911, and according to my mom, he bolted so fast his back door was still open.
Yo, he forgot to close that shit.
I was taken to the hospital and discharged the next day. My husband told me he went to my room and said he was scared because I was missing. They called an Uber and tracked my phone, which they found on the ground in the parking lot, and it had 2% battery left. I definitely think the man who took me had bad intentions, and I don't know if he dropped my phone or if I did.
You're trying to get something.
I'm so lucky my husband told my mom when he did, or else I could be dead. What kind of person takes a super drunk young woman at almost midnight?
A lot of creeps.
It's also odd that he refused to let my mom take me at first. It was only after threatening to call the police that he actually got scared and fled.
See what happens when your ass locked? People don't know where you at. Your ass get caught up. Lucky homie ain't get you. Word. Stay safe, man. For real.
I worked as a flight attendant for years, and when I decided to take an extended sabbatical from college, there were a handful of let's not meet situations I encountered, but one in particular still makes my skin crawl more than any. I was born and raised in Texas, but had to move to New York when I was 21.
Okay.
So when I found out at the beginning of a week-long trip that I'd have a couple of overnights in Austin, I was super excited to go to my home state for a few days. My brother lived just north of the city, and we planned to hang out and go to dinner the night I arrived when he got off of work. And the following day, we were going to meet up with our dad, who lived about an hour away. So I get to the hotel downtown, the crew and I check in, and then we each head off to our rooms. Short elevator ride, and I get to mine, where not even 5 minutes later there's a loud, hard knock on the door. It was only around 1 or 2 p.m., and I hadn't called either my dad or brother to let them know I was in town yet, so they wouldn't know what room. I assumed it was maybe one of my crewmates, so I headed to the door. Before even making it to the door, however, a loud male voice on the other side boomed. "The front desk sent me about the bathroom problem you called in." Before trying to open the door, "Unlock the door and open, miss. I need in now."
I'm like, what?
I froze in my tracks. I hadn't even been in the bathroom yet, let alone called anything to the front desk. I'm a petite chick, and while I take nothing from anyone despite my size, I still err on the side of caution. Slowly inching toward the door to look out the peephole, all I could tell was that the man on the other side was at least 6 foot tall and easily double my weight. No way was I going to unlock the door. I responded to the guy, telling him he must have had the wrong room.
Straight up.
He continued pounding on the door while constantly turning the handle, telling me no, he needed in and was getting in the room one way or another.
Tell him you got a gun.
I panicked, but thankfully had the sense to grab the phone and call the front desk. The concierge confirmed that they had neither sent anyone up to my room, nor had they received a call about the bathroom. The entire time, this guy was still determined to get in my room, pounding and yelling.
Yo, why he running like
Luckily
that,
for
huh?
me, the front desk had dispatched
Like,
security
homie.
to my floor. When the security
Tighten up.
officers step
Let's
off
get
the
it.
elevator a few seconds later, I can hear them in the hall approach and ask the guy who he was,
There you
what he
go.
was doing, and telling him he needed to leave the hotel. He immediately gets hostile and aggressive towards them, and the front desk clerk I'm still on the phone with tells me police have been called and are on their way. In the meantime, I'm trapped in my room, scared out of my mind. Long story short, the cops show up pretty quickly and manage to arrest the guy for trespassing and criminal menacing or something. I later found out that the guy was also wanted in connection to a string of break-ins and violent acts against people in Austin. He had seen and stalked me from the minute I entered the hotel lobby. Apparently, I was exactly his type of victim. Nothing else happened after that, but it still rattled the crap out of me for the rest of my stay in that hotel.
Crazy. Joe, man. That's the end for that video. I already know the vibes, man. Hit that like button, subscribe. Stay safe, stay dangerous, stay out the way. Word.